like all the kids who are participating in this drama, many of their parents are associated with ISKCON, and that's how this drama came to be. One thing we learn from the scriptures is that this is not just something which is applicable at the end of your life or when you retire. So the scriptures are applicable throughout our lives, and especially when we are young. So we have a very nice program called The Secrets of Success. Everyone wants to be successful in life? Who wants to be? Very few. So this program is called Secrets of Success. Basically we give tips on how to lead a life in such a way that you can be happy and peaceful, balancing your family and your career and your spiritual priorities. So it's a 2-day seminar. It's 2 evenings, a weekend. The next one is on April 20th and 21st, that's Saturday and Sunday. In the evening from 6 to 9 p.m. in which we teach you who you really are, where you've come from, where you're going to go after this life, and while you are here, what you're supposed to do, so that you balance all these priorities properly. We also teach what is mantra meditation, chanting, how we can perform 5 minutes of a meditation every day and make our minds peaceful. Again, raise your hands, how many would want to make your minds peaceful? 10 people. So this is a very nice program in which we show you how by performing mantra meditation you can make your lives happier. So our volunteers are passing these pamphlets out right now. Please take one and please come for the seminar. This is on 20th and 21st of April. We also conduct regular weekly Bhagavad Gita classes, which is called as Facing Life's Challenges the Bhagavad Gita Way. Your pamphlet has 2 sides. One side is Secrets of Success and the other side is a Bhagavad Gita class. Can you go up? Yeah. So in this class, which happens once a week, we teach you how you can apply Bhagavad Gita principles in your daily life. Bhagavad Gita doesn't just mean learning some shlokas, which you will never use. Bhagavad Gita means how we can apply Krishna's instructions in our life to make our lives better, to make our problems lesser, to make our happiness higher, to make our relationships with people better. And that is what Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita. Ultimately, how by directing everything in the service of Krishna, we can make everyone happy and peaceful. We conduct these classes in various locations. We conduct one in Lokhandwala on Sunday mornings. We conduct one in Juhu on Saturdays. We conduct one in Mulund. Those on the central side, you can come to Mulund on Thursday evenings. And we conduct one in Bandra on Friday evenings. So we have various locations covered. Please take advantage of this. If you are interested more, we have our volunteers here and you can get in touch with them. Please take benefit of these programs. So many people attend these and they really feel a big difference in their lives. So we encourage you and urge you to take benefit of this. Also, before we start, we would just like to give you a couple of things to think about while you watch this drama. The first thing you need to keep in mind before you start watching this Ramayana drama is that the Ramayana and the Mahabharata and all these things are not mythology. They are not myth. Unfortunately, nowadays, this has become very common. This is Indian mythology. Yes, we hear that always. Ramayana, Mahabharata is Indian mythology. The word mythology comes from the word myth. And what does myth mean? Myth means imagination, not belief. Myth means imagination. Harry Potter is imagination. Yes? Harry Potter is the imagination of J.K. Rowling, which she put into pen and paper. Ramayana is not the imagination of Valmiki. Ramayana is true events. Just like someone reads the biography of Mahatma Gandhi. No one is going to say the life of Gandhiji was myth. It happened. He was a person. He came here. He helped us gain independence. He did so much sacrifice. His life was lived and then it was recorded. Similarly, Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, the Pandavas, Hanumanji, all these people are actual people who came. The Supreme Lord comes, incarnates in these forms for particular purposes. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata adbhutanam dharmasya tadatmanam shrijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavame yuge yuge. Krishna says, whenever there is a rise of irreligion and a decline of religion, whenever my devotees are in need, whenever the demons are increasing, whenever I have to re-establish dharma, I come myself. Yeah? So this is the purpose of the Lord incarnating. And then while doing that, Lord performs a lot of pastimes so that even on 31st March in the year 2019 in the city of Mumbai, there would be people, very nice, good looking people like all of you, who would be interested in wanting to hear about these. Treta Yuga happened millions of years ago, but still we are doing it. After say 200 years, nobody will be interested in Harry Potter. This shows that this is not myth, it is actually fact. When the British came, they changed our Vedic culture into wanting us to follow them, and therefore they said, yeah, this is myth, that is myth. How can a bridge be built on water? Now you go to Google Earth, you zoom into that satellite, you can see from Tamil Nadu to Sri Lanka, you will see that bridge. So it's not Kalpana, it's not mythology. So when you watch this, you must be in that frame of mind that these are the pastimes the Supreme Lord actually came and performed in a place called Ayodhya, or in a place called Dandakaranya forest, or in a place called Lanka. So in that appreciation, when we watch, that is called as devotion. That is called as bhakti. Bhakti is very simple. And in the same appreciation, we chant, just like we did Kirtan right now. So this combination, remembering the Lord's pastimes every day, a little bit of chanting every day, and the rest of the day you perform your regular activities, this is like the formula for success. We encourage you now to take advantage of this drama, take advantage of our programs, and if you have any questions, you need further information, our volunteers are right here, please speak to them. Thank you for your attention. Now please give your attention to the drama. Hare Krishna.
The king, unfortunately, had no sons. So, by the grace of Rishishringa Muni, the king performed a great sacrifice. So he was begging some sons to rule the kingdom after him. In time, 4 powerful sons were born to the king's wife. They were named Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna. They were all expansions of Lord Vishnu, who is the supreme personality of Godhead. Ram was especially loved by everyone. King Dashrath was very attached to Ram, who was endowed with all good qualities. The king saw his 4 sons grow into handsome and mighty princes. One day, when Ram was 16, his father was explaining the history of their dynasty.
So you see, my dear Ram and Lakshman, our dynasty comes down from the sun god himself. We've had many great kings who ruled our land.
Sage Vishwamitra comes to meet King Dashrath.
Ram Vishwamitra Muni, welcome to Ayodhya. Your holy seats bless our city. Blessings to you, O king. May you live a long and noble life.
Pranam Vishwamitra Muni. Pranam Vishwamitra Muni.
Blessings to you. Dashrath Maharaj, I have come to make a request to you. Tell me, what is it you require? Land, riches, men, what I require is at your disposal. At the moment, I am engaged in a fire sacrifice. But there are 2 demons, named Marichi and Subahu, who are causing great trouble. Because I am doing the ritual, I am forbidden to kill them. One person? But who? Ram. What? Ram? Ram? No, 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 no. Not my dear Ram. Please don't take Ram away. He's just a little boy of 16. How can Ram defeat those demons? He's not even finished his education. Why only Ram? He's not even fully trained in archery. How can Ram defeat those demons? Please take my army to defeat those demons. Even Indra, the king of heaven, has taken an army to defeat those demons. I will personally come to you. But I have come for Ram. You may tear my eyelids from my eyes, but please don't take Ram away. Lakshman, don't drag or listen like a woman. Will you or will you not give Ram to me? It cannot be so. You promise anything, but when I ask for something, you refuse. Shame on you. I will leave. I want to live an happy family life. Wait! Disappointing you will be the greatest of all the sins. Ram, please go with Vishwamitra Muni and follow his instructions.
Wait, brother, I will go with you as I cannot leave you alone.
Okay, my dear Lakshman.
Ram and Lakshman leave with Vishwamitra Muni to the forest.
राक्षस यहाँ से आ रहे
But how is it possible for me to be a woman? Many times. Kill her. Your talent in archery is especially good. I shall give you these arrows which are invisible. Use them only when needed. And for ordinary mortals, do not know the use of such weapons which I acquire through the power of my austerities. Now let us proceed further to my ashram. Now let us begin the sacrifices immediately.
Lakshman, we have to be vigilant. The sacrifice is about to begin. Okay, Ram.
Ramchandra, the idle prince, brave and accomplished, devoted to his duty and his unfaltering truth, visited Mithila with Vishwamitra Muni and his younger brother Lakshman. King Janaka of Mithila was given the mighty bow of Lord Shiva. The bow was so powerful that no one could even lift it, leave aside bending it to string it. King Janaka offered the hand of his beautiful daughter Sita Devi to the man who would come and bend the bow. Many stalwart warriors came and tried, but all failed. There he easily broke the bow.
Jai Shri Ram!
Jai Shri Ram!
And won the hand of the fair princess. Thus, in joyous procession, he brought his newly won bride back to the capital city of Ayodhya. For a long time, Sri Ram and Sita Devi enjoyed a contented life of continual bliss in mutual service. They exactly resembled the Supreme Lord Vishnu and his consort Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. Now let us see what happens in the assembly of Dashrath Maharaj.
My dear citizens of Ayodhya, I have become old now. So I declare Ramchandra as the next king of Ayodhya. Let there be feastings, music and celebration. Let everyone rejoice the coronation of Ram tomorrow. Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! Jai.
Manthara, who is Kaikai's maid, goes to meet her in anxiety, and she's surprised to see her in such a peaceful and relaxed mood. She speaks to Kaikai in an agitated voice. Let us hear the conversation between Kaikai and Manthara.
Wake up, you fool! Don't you see? A flood of disaster is about to hit you. Are you so deluded by a husband's weak words that you do not understand what is happening right in front of your eyes? What is the matter, Manitra? What are you talking about? Dear Kaikai, do you not know that King Dashrath is going to install Rama as the successor
extreme levels, it can cultivate unwanted habits, and worst, it can attack and destroy our faith. Kaikai's association with Manthara is causing destruction of her faith from Lord Ram. It's confirmed by Lord Krishna on Bhagavad Gita 2.62, Sangat Sanjayate Kama, which means desires are born out of association. It so happened that Kaikai's heart gradually became poisoned by Manthara's hateful words. She looked convinced for what Manthara was explaining. This proves that if we keep bad company, then it can easily destroy our values and our character.
Very well then, listen to my advice. Many years ago, the king Dashrath was wounded in a great war between the demigods and the demons. You young lady now stay back to health. With a deep services, he promises you 2 foods. Since you have not yet used any of these foods, there is an opportunity. Tell King Dashrath that you are the worthy son, Bharata to be made king, and Rama banished into the Dandaka forest for 14 years. Manthara, you are right. Ram must be sent of exile for 14 years, and my son Bharata should rule over the kingdom.
Here we see that a mother who loves her stepchild even more than her own son is turned up against him. Kaikai had Ram's best interest at heart, but unfortunately, she undergoes a change of heart and starts viewing Ram, her beloved child, as her worst enemy. Let us hear how Kaikai conveys this message to Dashrath.
What happened, Kaikai? Please tell me the cause of your anxiety. First, to make a vow to fulfill my desire. I agree. Do you remember the war between demons and demigods? Oh, yes, of course. You were wounded, and I nursed you to life. And then you gave me 2 boons, which I asked for now. First, let my son Bharata be installed as a king of Ayodhya, and Rama banished to Dandaka forest for 14 years. What? Have you lost your mind? Rama is the dearest to me, more than my life. Please have pity on me and do not ask for this. You must honor your word. I have indicated what is to be done.
Kaikai sends a word to Ram and asks him to come to her chamber.
And offer my respectful obeisances upon to you.
Oh, Ram.
Have I committed any offense? Why is father angry with me?
I asked the 2 boons from your father to get fulfilled. My son Bharata should be installed as a king of Ayodhya, and you, Ram, should be banished to Dandaka forest for 14 years. No, Ram, don't listen to her. Immediately make me your slave or kill me and take your rightful throne.
Father, please stop speaking like this. You should honor your word. And I shall now leave for Dandaka forest without making any delay.
No! No! Ram!
Ram comes to meet Sita before leaving for the forest.
Another meeting with Maharaja Dashrath. When are we leaving for the coronation ceremony?
My father has ordered me to leave Ayodhya and go to live in the forest for 14 years. Instead of me, he wants Bharata to be installed as the next king. And I cannot. So, you can stay here and look after my father and mother. I have just come here to see you before leaving to the forest.
Oh my lord. after you have eaten will never do anything to displease you. I will never feel tired because I'll be secure in your presence. I would not even want to live in heaven without you. If I separate from you, I will surely die.
Very well. Well, brother, you must also take me with you to the forest. I cannot live without you. I will be there to guard your bed. As it is said, there are many demons in the forest. No, you should stay in the kingdom and help to maintain it. Leave the kingdom for Bharat to maintain. He wanted it. Now let him figure how to maintain it on his own. I will go with you and your wife and serve as a guard. Okay, my dear Lakshman.
Bharat comes to meet Mother Kaikeyi.
All glory is noble mother. What is the matter, dear mother? Why am I seeing many bad omens around me? I could not see Maharaj Dasharatha anywhere. Where is my dear brother Ram?
Dearest Bharat, your father, King has passed away, but don't worry with my arrangements. Ramachandra has been sent to the forest for 14 years, and you will be installed as a king of Ayodhya on this very day.
No! You are my enemy in a disguise of a mother. I will never let you accomplish your selfish ambition. I will at once go to the forest and bring Rama back so that he can rule the kingdom. After Ram is installed as a king, I will engage myself as his eternal servant.
No, Bharat, wait! No! No, you can't go!
Bharat was in pain because he considered himself to be the cause of suffering of Lord Ram, Sita and Lakshmana. He met Mother Kausalya and explained that he had no role in the evil plans of his mother. He mentioned that Lord Ram was his life and soul, and his existence has no other purpose than to render service to Lord Ram. Becoming aware of their relationship with Lord and rendering loving and devotional service is the only purpose of life for a pure devotee. Devotees are always eager to render service to Lord, and Lord is always eager to reciprocate with its pure devotees. Sage Vasishtha requested Bharat to control his grief and take charge of his kingdom. Bharat refused and instead proposed that he will personally go to bring back Lord Ram, to which everybody agreed. On his way, he met sage Bharadwaj and took his guidance and blessings. He proceeded further towards the forest near Chitrakat mountain, where Lord Ram was living along with Sita and brother Lakshmana. Let us see what happens there. Ram inquired about the welfare of Bharat, their father, mothers, and people of Ayodhya. Bharat explained all that happened and begged for forgiveness. Listening to the news of his father passing away, Ram felt great pain. He went to the river along with his brother and offered water for the welfare of the departed soul of his father. When Lord appears in this material world, he follows all the rules and regulations that he had created for the welfare of people in general, especially In this appearance, Lord was spotless and faultless in his behavior, in all roles he played: a son, a husband, elder brother, warrior, king, etc. But at the same time, he was firm on executing the order of his late father without any compromise, as it was a part of overall plan of events to come. At the end of their meeting, Bharat asked for his sandals, which he would keep on the throne and rule on behalf of his elder brother. One day, when Ram, Sita and Lakshman were resting in their hut, Ravan's sister, Shurpanakha, appears there. An important event was about to unfold, which could bring a big twist in the story. Let us see what happens next.
Who are you and what are you doing in this forest? My name is Surpakha and I am sister of King Rakshasa Ravan. I live in this forest and strike fear into all the hearts of living entities here. I invite you to marry me so we can enjoy unlimited pleasure in this world. I am very powerful and can travel speed of mine, can take any form of a handsome man like you.
Oh, charming lady, my name is Ram. This is my younger brother Lakshman and my wife Sita. I am married and sworn to have only one wife. My younger brother, however, might be interested to making you his second wife.
Lakshman, my beauty makes me worthy of you. Come, let us marry on this very day.
But why should you be the wife of a slave such as I? Be Ram's wife, for I am nothing but his slave.
I understand you are too attached to this ugly lady. I shall eat her at once and then force you to become my husband. Ravan किधर है?
Shurpanakha goes to Lanka and shows her brother her disfigured face. Ravan became mad with rage and asked his sister to fully narrate what happened. After describing Ram, Shurpanakha proceeded to describe beauty of Sita. She lied that she thought Sita is perfect match for her brother Ravan and hence wanted to bring her to Lanka. While doing so, Lakshman disfigured her. After hearing this, Ravan became fully determined to possess Sita. He asked his minister, Marichi, to help him in this mission. Let us see.
Maricha, I have to get this Sita. You have to help me do it. You will, right? Very well. Sita is actually very beautiful. Shurpanakha was right. I deserve her and I have to take her under any cost. Om Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. Oh good lady, who are you?
I am Sita, the daughter of Janaka, who is the king of Mithila and the wife of Sri Ramachandra. Now come in and please sit down.
Ouch! A daughter of a king living inside a forest?
Yes, my husband Sri Ramachandra on the very day was to be crowned as the king of Ayodhya, but banished to this forest by his stepmother Kaikai.
But now, you can't expect me to come in, can you? You will have to come out and give the food to me, or else I'll feel insulted. I am Ravana, the king of all the demons. Oh, charming Sita, having seen you, I no longer find delight in my own so many wives. I shall kidnap you and make you the foremost of all my queens.
I am completely devoted to Rama, who is as steady as a rock. I be on all men, and the same kind of completely flawless, and yet animated at the hands of her husband.
Let's see.
Ram and Lakshman return to their camp and start searching for Sita Mata.
Sita? 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 Sita, where are you? Lakshman, she's not there. How could anyone protect her after my strict warning? But... Sita, where are you? Sita? Don't worry, my brother. We will find her. Jatayu? My lord, I fought with Ravan with all my might. But since I was old, he could easily injure me. And then continued with his journey with Mother Sita. You were trying to help my Sita? Lord, please forgive me. I failed in my service. But I tried. I couldn't save Sita from the clutches of that demon. Please forgive me.
On their way, Ram meets Shaggy.
such devotion. Whoever offers me with some fruit, leaf, flower, or some water with love, I partake it with great joy.
If we offer anything to God with love and devotion, He always accepts it.
Most famous, who are you and why have you come here? My name is Hanuman and I am Minister of King Sugriv, who has been banished by his elder brother Bali.
Oh, excellent Hanuman, I am Lakshman, and this is my glorious brother Lord Ramchandra.
Oh Hanuman, my wife has been stolen by an evil demon and I am seeking aid to find her. Can you help? My lord, with my king's consent, we all, Rama, Sugriv, Sena, including myself, can help you. I'll take you to Sugriv.
Ram and Sugriv decided to help each other. Ram helped Sugriv regain his throne, and in return, Sugriv agreed to help Ram search his lost wife.
Hanuman, I want you to take a troop of soldiers towards the south and ask the other commanders to take 3 other troops in the 3 other directions. Leave no stone unturned, but Sita Devi's location must be found at any cost and report within a month's time. And at least one of our group should come with some leads regarding Sita Devi's location. Yes, my lord.
We can see only the endless sea. Oh my dear Sea Lord, please help us in finding the Sita Mata. Oh Jambavan, King of Bears, help us.
Don't worry, God will save us.
Lord Rama, I have failed in my duties towards him.
Wow, I think I have a great fortune today. Lots of meat to eat for my old body. God has been grateful and shown His mercy on this old bird.
What a destiny! Who are you? I am Jambavan, the king of all the bears. There is Jatayu, who's laid down his life to save Sita Mata from the clutches of Ravana. And there is you, who's eating headless creatures.
Jatayu? What? Did you mention Jatayu?
Yes,
Hanuman tells the entire story to Sampati, who is Jatayu's brother, about how Jatayu helped Sita from the clutches of Ravan, but was unsuccessful, and how Ravan killed him in rage. Hanuman told that now they are searching for Sita Mata, since they have no idea where Ravan has taken Sita.
Oh my dear brother, I've been longing to meet you. I cannot believe that you are dead. You cannot leave me like this.
Lanka. Let us see what happens there.
Oh, beautiful lady. Why should you lie on the bare ground? Why should you wear such dirty clothes? Become my queen and enjoy the royal opulences that are beyond compare in all the three worlds.
You should completely withdraw your mind from me and be satisfied with your own so many wives.
If you do not submit to my will within 1 month's time, I'll have my ogresses cook you for my dinner.
Because I just had a dream in which you have betrayed 3 nuttises with Lava and that dragon was sent to the hell. I am seeing all this holy signs with you. Hence, I conclude that something is going to happen soon and Ram is going to win the battle. This has to be Devi Sita. I tell her Rama's message. Who are you? I'm Hanuman, son of wind god Vayu and messenger of Sri Ram. Oh Hanuman, I am eternally indebted to you for this gift. But tell Rama that I am only 1 month with me. After that which Ravana will kill me. Yes, but if you like, I can carry you on my back and take you to Lord Ram. I'm powerful enough that no Rakshasa can dare stop me. Hanuman, you're certainly strong to carry me, but I don't think this is a good idea. Ram must personally come and rescue me after killing Ravana. Yes, Mate, but I'm a bit hungry. Can I have some food here? Sure.
Catch this monkey alive! Hey you! Stop attacking my soldiers and submit to the will of the Brahmastra!
Even though I'm immune to the Brahmastra, I will submit to its will out of respect.
Who are you?
I'm Hanuman, son of wind god Vayu and messenger of Lord Sri Ram, has ordered you to give Sita back or face your doom at his hands.
A messenger of Rama set his tail on fire! Catch him! He's burning my city! Catch him! Catch him!
At Ravan's council meeting, Vibhishan tries to bring Ravan to his senses.
Brother, I think that you should return Mother Sita back to her husband respectfully, because she is none other than the goddess of fortune who is always at Lord Rama's side. He too is none other than Lord Vishnu, the supreme personality of Godhead.
How dare you, Vibhishan! A minister in my court, living off the food I provide you with, but singing the glories of my enemy? Shame on you! You are a disgrace to our noble family. I should have you killed, but I will spare you because you are my brother.
Oh king, I can't tolerate your words any longer. I will no longer remain here with you. I am going.
Go!
After burning many parts of Lanka, Hanuman leaps back to Lord Ram and gives him information about Sita. He narrated 3 confidential messages that Sita told him to speak to Lord Ram, so that he can be convinced about having met the right person. As Lord Ram listened to the narration by Hanuman, he almost lost his consciousness. due to intense grief. Soon, Lord Ram reaches the southmost tip with his vast army of monkeys. Suddenly, they saw an unknown man come towards Lord Ram. They recognized him to be Vibhishan, brother of Ravan. Sugriv wanted to immediately arrest him, but Lord Ram wanted to show his mercy on anyone surrendering unto him, even though such a person is from demonic origin. Vibhishan came and asked for forgiveness and promised him to help Lord Ram in the war against his brother Ravan. Lord Ram accepted Vibhishan and proceeded to request Sea God to help him cross the ocean.
I have been praying to see you since last 3 days and nights, but you have not appeared. So now I shall teach you a lesson. I will dry up your ocean, and my army of monkeys will march on your ocean. And by then, it will become a sandy desert. I will use my Brahmastra and make your ocean as dry as a thirsty man's throat.
Wait. That would not be necessary, my lord. I'm really sorry for my behavior. But I cannot make a pathway for you in the ocean as requested by his lordship, as I have to look after all the living organisms in the sea. But I can suggest you that make a bridge from here to the Lanka, and I will make it float using my energy.
But first I shall shoot this arrow. I have already loaded it on my bow and I cannot withdraw it as it is a Brahmastra.
To the north, there is a holy place known as Brahmacharya, where the dangerous trap of sinful thieves called Abhinas. They drink water, ocean, and are repulsed by their touch. I will be very grateful if you let the arrow fly over there.
So be it.
Oh Lord, here is Nal, the son of Vishwakarma. He is very powerful, holy and great devotee of yours. He is as talented as his father. He can oversee the construction of the bridge.
Jai Shri Ram! 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 Jai Shri Ram!
Thus, this is how Lord Ram crossed the ocean. While, on the other hand, Ravan was making attempts to secure his kingdom after receiving a blow because of Hanuman. He was also preparing for the now unavoidable war.
Mobilize our armies immediately. Prahasta, you will be at the eastern gate. Mahodara will be at the southern gate. Indrajit will be at the western gate, and I will be at the northern gate. Virupaksha, you have to stay at the center of the city, protecting women and children, and have to provide assistance wherever needed.
Krishna will lead attack at Pravosta at Eastern Gate. Angada will lead attack at Mahodra at the Southern Gate. Hanuman will lead attack at the Western Gate. Ning and Lakshman will lead attack at the Northern Gate. Sugriv, Vibhishan and Jamban will stay at the center of our army and provide assistance wherever needed. I want only 7 of us to fight as human beings. Vibhishan, Lakshman, the small ministers and I. Others should retain their form of monkeys so that we can easily distinguish ourselves from the Rakshasas.
Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram!
The next day. Seeing many prominent Rakshasa warriors getting killed, Ravan ordered to wake up Kumbhakaran.
Ministers, we cannot win this war without Kumbhakaran. Wake him up. We need him for the war.
Due to the curse of Brahma, Kumbhakaran used to sleep for 6 months and wake up for a day and again would sleep for next 6 months. Just 9 days of sleep had passed and Ravan thought it was impossible for him without Kumbhakaran.
Who dares to wake me up before my awakening is due? I will destroy all of you. I will eat your flesh and drink your blood.
Brother, it was I who ordered to wake you up. We are under attack from Ram, the prince of Ayodhya, because I stole his wife. I need your help to defeat him.
Now, Ayodhya, why can't you control your urges? Now it is my duty to fight by your side, and I will be slain by the hands of Lord Rama. It's an honor to be killed by him. I'm ready to fight.
Very well then.
My lord, all is not well. Look, it's Ravan's brother, Kumbhakaran. Please kill him. Jai Shri Ram.
Since Kumbhakaran was killed by the Lord of the Universe himself, he was destined to get the best destinations after leaving his body. After losing his brother Kumbhakaran, Ravan asked Indrajit to enter the battlefield and unleash his mystic powers and fully annihilate the army of monkeys with all their leaders.
Indrajit, my son, I need you to go and fight this war for me. We need your mystical powers gifted to you by Lord Brahma. Show them what you can do and defeat them all.
Okay, my dear father.
Indrajit became invisible using powers received from Lord Brahma. He shot arrows and weapons from the sky on enemy army, who was clueless and became fearful. Using Brahmastra, Indrajit severely wounded entire monkey army with all its great warriors. Lakshman was wounded and unconscious, without any sign of life.
Oh my dear brother, even if I'm able to recover Sita, my life will become useless without
So if you die, even I will give up the thought of returning to Ayodhya without you. Hanuman, go to Himalayas and find the mountains, Rishivas and Kailash. Send the herb named Bricks and Leafy herb. Find that herb can change a dead person to alive. Go fast.
Don't worry, my lord. I'll make the special herb for recovering Lakshman.
The Hanuman makes no delay.
Jai Shri Ram! I can see the mountain but can't find the necessary herb. It will be better if I take the whole mountain to Lord Ram without wasting any time. Jai Shri Ram!
Jai Shri Ram.
Oh my dear brother, I'm so glad you're all right. Jai Shri Ram!
Jai Shri Ram.
Lord Rama, Lakshman should immediately go to Nikumbila and kill Indrajit while he is making sacrificial offering there. Else he would become very powerful.
Hanuman, Lakshman, go with Hanuman and kill Indrajit.
Om Bhim Bhim Swaha. 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 Om Bhim
My Krishna Indrajit, I will throw you to the jaws of your Manchavated death.
May the best man win.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
What? No. He was one of the most powerful people in my army. He was one of the best.
My son is not dead because of you. I had warned you. Let's take it away. The Vishana was right.
He died a Kshatriya's death. Stop lamenting, Mandodari. Battle between Ram and the king of demons, Ravana. This battle will obviously be won by me, because I'm stronger than him. Ramchandra, at last we meet.
Oh Ravana, you are one of the most abominable of creatures, and my actions will be not my wife Sita, so thus shall be punished.
Why is he not dying? I want to do so many kills both of them. Lord Rama and Lord Brahma's blessings. His all source of life is at his navel. He will only die when you hit a powerful arrow at his navel. Oh yes, now that I know, I will avenge my wife and relieve the world from this evil.
was in the eyes of the people, since she had spent a year in the Ravana's palace. If I would have accepted her without proving hostility, the world would have slandered me. I too know Sita to be undivided in her affection to me. Now the time has come for all of us to return to Ayodhya. Jai Shri Ram!
Jai Shri Ram!
I would like to call the head of our temple, His Grace Brajhari Prabhu, on the stage. So His Grace Brajhari Prabhu is the head of this temple, he is the temple president. He is one of the most senior devotees in our temple. He is in charge of all the activities of this temple. Please give him a big round of applause. Nandini? Nandini, please come. Drish? Drish, who made everyone laugh. And he's continuing to play practical jokes by not coming. Dakshita? Drish? Dakshita? Lakshmir? Rivo? Lakshmir? Prisha? Now Shabri and the Rakshasa soldier was played by Jashni. Come on, you can be louder than this. Applause are not reserved only for Mumbai Indians. Vibhishan was played by Atharva. Very good. Jatayu and Sampati was played by Siddhi. Bharat and Nala was played by Arnav. Sugriv and Subahu was played by Devansh. Shurpanaka and Rakshasa soldier was played by Tithi. Mother Sita was played by Aditi. Hanuman and Manthara was played by Swara. Kekai and Mandodari was played by Vanshika. The sea god and the ogress was played by Vedika. Very good. Vishwamitra Muni and Indrajit was played by Saksham. Some family of Saksham is here, I guess. Ram was played by Om. Jai Shri Ram. Jambavan and Dashrath Maharaj was played very well by Dhrumal. And Lakshman was played again very well by Vedant. Taraka and Kumbhakaran was played by Sia. Samarth, Marichi and the Rakshasa soldier by Samarth. Ravana was played by Zui. narrator was Nupura. So please give all the kids a big round of applause. It was done in a wonderful devotional way. They've been practicing for over a month. We'd like to thank some of the Matajis who were responsible for this happening. The props, all these wonderful props were done by Dhara Mataji and Mansi Mataji. The makeup was done by Vrinda Mataji and Reshma Mataji. Overall volunteering, Bharti Mataji and Bhumika Mataji. The music, the wonderful music in the background was given by Sumit Prabhu. And the overall coordinators of this entire drama, with their hard work, this was possible. Mandar Prabhu, please come. And Ruchika Mataji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. We appreciate it. Thank you. Another round of applause for our country president, His Grace Bhajani Prabhu. And a standing round of applause for the kids once more.